Welcome to today's Bijou. We are going to use our usual supplies here today and begin with our corner dots. Pause the video, get your supplies, set your intention, take a breath, inhale through the nose, open mouth, sigh it out, and give yourself space and grace and see where we land today. So I'm doing the corner dots as well as a border. And today we're going to do a tangle called Keeko. And this is a tangle that is lines that we put together. So I'm going to start at this edge and have it kind of go off the page. And I think I'm going to curve my lines a little bit. So I'm going to draw 4 lines a little bit curved. I'm going to turn the tile the other way. 4 lines curved. Just a little bit of a curve in them. And you can have this line, I'm having mine curve just a little bit, like the line itself is has movement. I could do a 5th line there. I kind of try and keep it about the same number of lines on each section, each little square here. And maybe I'm going to have it curve a little bit that way. You don't have to curve the line. It can kind of just go straight across the page. It's up to you, however your Keeko comes out. I don't have an agenda of where I want this to land. I'm just really keeping this very organic. Even though it's linear and structured, I'm having the Keeko itself just be structured on this page, on this tile. So to create another row of Keeko, I'm going to find the horizontals and go, just give me a place to start. And then I tend to, you could just do all horizontals first, but I tend to like to just go in order. I don't necessarily want to just do all of the horizontals first. I like to do the second line pretty much the same way I did the first. And so this is just, you could fill the whole tile this way. You could go back and forth this way. You could decide when to stop. There's no right or wrong here. This can be very structured and linear like the pattern is, or it can curve around, like you could have them curve away from each other. Maybe I'll do one more row and just see where that lands. I think one more row is kind of nice. I like 3s. And I was doing 4. I'm not really great about being super exact when I do this tangle. It doesn't feel to me like I have to keep it exact. I do have to be a little bit aware. I do have a tendency to shorten things up and kind of smush them together. And so I try and be a little bit mindful of that, like not squishing things, but you can see where I've done that. And these are going to kind of curl around, so they're going to get smaller. So that is 3 rows of Keeko, and I do want to shade this. I kind of want to show you a couple different ways you can do this. You can see how it creates like this natural line. You can draw a pencil line and really just sort of emphasize that sort of that separation between the rows, if you wish. And then it kind of becomes, in fact, I'll go on the other side of this too, so you can see it makes it almost like a tube. I'm keeping that more pulling inward on this one since there's not a Keeko on the other side of it. But then you could also do on either side of these like all the verticals, just on both sides. So it looks like it's like a weave where they're weaving in and out of each other. You could go that way. So that's another look that happens. Or you could do each individual square and leave like a highlight in the middle. So that's more shading, a little more in-depth shading, just kind of leaving that highlight on each one. So they almost become like these little pillows. And those are kind of the 3 different ways I will shade Keeko. I rarely do the one I'm doing right now. That's not really a common thing for me. And depending on how it is on the tile, do I want, tubes? Do I want it to look like it's weaving over and under, almost like a basket weave? Or like, what are my goals for the tile? What feels like it goes with the tile? So just taking your time, and I don't know why when I do it like this, I do each square individually, whereas everything else I kind of do all the graphite down and then use my tortillon. But when I do the bubbles, I tend to do them individually. So you can see, so that's without a chalk highlight. I will grab a chalk and just show you what this might look like if you were to add highlights. So this one, I would just put it all the way down the middle. So you can see that makes it even more 3D. This one, you could put a little bit of chalk highlight where it naturally happens. And if I put it on the horizontal ones, maybe on the vertical ones, I would have it go more like just on that top, that sort of middle part. And that's not necessarily required. And then on this one, I would just put that little highlight dot in the middle of the poofs. I would call them poofs. And so you can see how that changes. It really changes how the tangle looks. So that's for you to play with and decide how you might want to do it. I'm not going to use a tortillon. I'm just going to use my finger for all the chalk. And you can see that makes a mess. And then that feels complete to me. Well, actually it does not quite. This border, I like when I create a border with pencil, I do like to smudge that pencil line if I don't do anything else with it, if it doesn't kind of get hidden within the tangling that I did. I just find that more visually appealing. I like the way that looks. And so then it's a matter of which way feels up. I'm going to leave it like that. And I'm going to tuck my chop, I was going to say my tangle, my chop underneath here as part of it and leave it like that. And then on the back, we will be Bijou, and then my initials and the date what is it, the 14th, 26, and then the tangle is Keeko. Keeko. I hope you have a great day. Take time for yourself, give yourself kindness and grace, and enjoy.